All right, so now we're going to talk about Ubisoft. Now, Ubisoft, good old Ubisoft, man. Good old Ubisoft. This company is taking L after L after L. It is wild. This is not the first round of layoffs Ubisoft has done. They've done multiple, and I'm sure they're going to do more as time goes on. But apparently, ahead of the release of Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ubisoft has laid off 45 employees. Yes, they've laid off 45 employees to get ready for this beautiful game that everybody clearly is excited to play. We're so excited to play this game. A Ubisoft spokesman confirmed to Bloomberg that the difficult yet necessary decision was made to align the studio's organizations with their future business and development objectives. The layoffs reportedly hit the company's offices in San Francisco and Cary, North Carolina. The studio in Cary, North Carolina is Red Storm Entertainment, which was working on Tom Clancy's The Division Heartland, but was scrapped by Ubisoft in May. The studio was originally founded by Clancy and British Royal Navy Captain Doug Littlejohns in 1996 and created Rainbow Six in 1998. It was acquired by Ubisoft in 2000. The studio has worked on Ghost Recon, Far Cry, The Division, Rocksmith, and Assassin's Creed Nexus. So this particular studio has worked on some pretty decent sized games. All right, there's no doubt about it. These are pretty strong names in the gaming space. So I find it actually interesting that they targeted this particular studio. But at the end of the day, you're going to have people on Twitter, on YouTube, that are going to tell you the following. They're going to say, oh, the studios are downsizing because they overextended themselves. That's what they said, right? Because they believe everything a company tells them. They're literally what you would call a shill by definition. They believe every single thing a company, Big Daddy Corporal, tells them. So if Big Daddy Corporal told them, oh, yeah, we're only downsizing because we overextended, then that's the narrative they're going to run with, and that's all they're going to believe and see. But the fact of the matter is, even if you overextended, if you were making video games that gamers actually wanted, that they would support with their money, that they would actually, give you money for, you would not be firing people. You would not be closing down studios. You would not be shutting down games before they even come out. You would be doing perfectly fine. Just because you overextended yourself in the lockdowns and you hired a lot of people because you thought the digital age was going to take over rampantly because everybody was going to be locked inside their houses for the rest of their lives. Well, you still could have maintained salaries if you just were a little bit smarter in business. But unfortunately, they're not. They're so focused on lining their executives' pockets that they want to rather fire people after the work is done, right? The work's done. Both of these games are gold and they're ready to release. So the work is done. So now that the work is done, now they're going to fire people to try to save some money while they think of the next game that they're going to make. But they still figure they could save on some salary. They could save on some money. I think it's fucked up. Obviously, this whole situation is ridiculous at the end of the day. And it's just a major gaslight. All of it is just a major gaslight. So let's read a little bit more. Ubisoft detailed in an earnings press release why they are scrapping the Division Heartland. In line with the increased selectivity of its investment, Ubisoft has decided to stop development on the Division Heartland and redeployed resources to bigger opportunities such as X-Defiant and Rainbow Six. According to Ubisoft's San Francisco website, the office houses both a development studio and a business office and has nearly 500 employees working there. The studio created South Park: The Fractured But Whole and is working on Rocksmith Plus and X-Defiant. Look at this. Look at this. I didn't even, bro, I've never even played X-Defiant. Never. And the first picture that I see is a black character with the Killmonger fade. What the fuck, bro? There is more than one hairstyle for black people, you fucking losers. I don't understand why these people at Ubisoft or any of these gaming studios can only create one particular black character. You gave him the modernity fade. Why did you do that? There's other hairstyles, and you know it's the Killmonger hairstyle. You know it is. It's the same little flop over the side kind of hairstyle. It's fucking nuts. As noted above, And keep in mind, these are the people who try to say, oh, they're being super authentic. They're very authentic. As noted above, these layoffs come ahead of major releases for Ubisoft that the studio is counting on to make a big splash. However, the games might not be making as big of a splash as Ubisoft and investors hope. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are saying that Ubisoft is firing these people because they got the pre-order numbers. They know exactly how many people are actually going to pre-order the game, and it's probably not looking that good. Now, I've said many times, and I'll say it again, I don't think that Star Wars Outlaws or Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to be a failure. I think that they are extremely huge IPs that do have a built-in following, that even though that built-in following is dwindling little by little, I don't think it's quite there yet to announce it as an instant flop. I don't think it's there yet, but I do think that these games are not going to sell nowhere near as good as they could have, and it's going to be the beginning of what's going to spell the eventual end for a lot of what Ubisoft does, right? I feel like this is where they start going in the other direction. So Star Wars in general, I think, is one of those games that this is, it has a massive IP that is just not supported to the same extent as it was anymore, right? I think a lot of the people who would support Star Wars, essentially like anything Star Wars related, a lot of those people have checked out from Star Wars. Those are the people that would have bought this game no matter what. They didn't care. They would have bought it instantly. But you're losing those kind of people. You're also losing the kind of people that would have bought an Assassin's Creed game no matter what. All because you wanted to pull this shit. You wanted to be so authentic that you decided to represent Japan in every way other than actually Japan. Because you know that's what Assassin's Creed Shadows is doing. Oh, yeah, we're really authentic, but you made Chinese architecture. Oh, yeah, no, we're really authentic, but you put Chinese subtitles in a Japanese trailer. Oh, yeah, we're really authentic, but then you used Amazon-bought Japanese fake stuff to promote the game. You stole the sword from One Piece. Oh, we're so authentic, but then you stole the flag from a rifle corps without their permission to use as a flag in your game because you stole artwork from them. You're really, really authentic. You're doing a great job being authentic. I mean, really, it's fantastic. You're doing great. Keep it up, Ubisoft. So again, this is not going to look good. The investors are asking questions, right? I went over in many videos and many streams during the investor call where they were asking questions about where are they finding the sales figures for this, where are they looking to end up, and the CEO was like, "Well, we don't like to talk about pre-order numbers." Why not? Why not? Why don't you want to talk about pre-order numbers with your fucking investors, bro? These are your investors. These are people who are giving money to your public company and supporting you when you're losing the support of gamers. So why would you not want to answer questions? It's just interesting. So we're going to be following this, obviously, as time goes on to see what happens. But ultimately, I'm very curious to see where these games fall. But in the meantime, you guys already know I will be enjoying Black Myth Wukong, as I'm sure a lot of you will be enjoying Black Myth Wukong.